Foremost, we're going to give all honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakudash.
Let's say double honor to our elders, our great apostles, great ministers, room where teach well, being great example to Israel, laying the elect. We're going to say peace and blessing, salutation to the hope elect on the four winds, proving the truth and sincerely, that great song. All right, we out here once again, and again, all through the spirit of power, how about Shemal Shah. All right, we preach the downfall of the mind, and also the usher in the kingdom by big brother, who the word even called Jesus Christ, his real name, true name, and lots of other dots, being the plain on Hebrew, is Yahweh Shah, man. All right, he's coming back to deliver and destroy, man. All right, as you see, hey, we got the icons, you know, from Atlanta, you know, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, you know, Alabama.
The whole South.
Hey, the whole South, man.
Right.
That's beautiful things, man, that the Lord has set up, man. All right, all through the spirit, you know. For the boat, we're going to get into it. I want you to edify while we lay the law down, man. You get that ammo. Yeah. Yeah, come on. It's a beautiful thing, man. How the Lord set this up, man. All right, everything was done through the spirit, man. All right? So, us eating up together in the spirit, hey, this means something, man. Hey, something that happens through the spirit, man.
Right.
All right? And Lord willing to do. All right? I know all these brothers ready to get up out of here, man.
Yeah. Right.
You know, chiefly myself.
That's right.
You know? Go ahead, Doc.
This is the book of Amos chapter 9, verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen.
Right, this the day, man. All right, this the day, all right, that the Lord raising up the tabernacle of David, man, which is what, the 144,000, man. Strong England, man. All right? We being risen up, man, as we speak. All right? This the day, man. That's why I say he set up the apostles last, man. All right? This is what you got right now, man. This the year of the prophets, man. All right? Go ahead, Doc.
And it says, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
Hey, building the days of old, man. All right? Everything ready fourth time, ready 500, man. All right? Hey, we get built up all through the spirit, man.
All the tribes coming back together. man.
Yep.
All right, because what you're looking at men that are from each of these tribes, man. You see? Because one time before we had fell in the way, you know? But he closing up the breaches, meaning he bringing all these people back together, man. All right, no movement on earth ever united the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, man. All right, but guess what? The movement of Yahushua, man. The house of David has united all the tribes, man, according to prophecy, man. Right. See, the house of David is risen, and now the planet Earth got to deal with it, man. See?
Going back to Isaiah, he said, Judah not envy Ephraim. Ephraim ain't going to envy Judah, man. Now you see that, man? All the tribes coming back together, man, through the spirit. All right? This not never ever what happened before, man. All right? Not in the flesh, man. This the spirit, man. That's how you know you got to be up. You have about Shemal Shah, man. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 9. For I think that the Most High have set forth us, the apostles, last, as it were appointed to death.
Hey, right. Go ahead, you pray.
Hey, apostles, all right, which means sent forth.
Right.
You know, start with our apostles and elders, all right, was sent forth last, man, because this is the main event. You see, the Bible, all right, is the script of the Most High's movie on earth, man.
Right.
You see, and right now we done came to the climax, man, where the two nations that was born in the womb back in Genesis, now they finna hit, man. You see, all this Esau and Jacob dodging each other on the planet Earth. You know, no one wants to really say what's going on. See, all this finna be over with, man. Because you see, through Trump, you know, he crushing that political correct era, man. They coming out and saying how they feel, man. All right? They doing how they feel. And Jacob finna get riled up, man. These two nations finna hit, man. You know? And guess what? The house of David is in the midst of this, man. You know? And we gonna get busy with everything that ain't right on the planet Earth, man. Lord willing, we don't need, man. You know? But the apostle said last because the Lord finna get ready to make his move, man.
Yep.
You know?
Yep, this the end, man.
Yep.
That's how you know this the end, man. Like it says, Jacob is the beginning, man. Esau is the end of the world, man. All right? That's how you know, man. Hey, it's something big gonna happen. You know, all through the spirit, too.
It says, for we are made a spectacle unto the world,
Yep, right.
and to the angels, and to men.
Hey, we on center stage right now, man. All right? The hopeful elect men that are in the midst of Babylon, in the midst of oppression, in the midst of wickedness, standing up for righteousness and proclaiming the gospel, man. You see, we in the middle of the city, at the gates of the city, you know, and we look at the spectacle, man, because these people come down here to enjoy that Saturday downtown, all right, to bullshit and fuck off. But then you have the prophets standing on their feet, prophesying the downfall of his kingdom, man.
That's right.
Why these people still enjoying
It's
it?
season out of season. Like it's raining. It's raining right now. What we doing? We out here prophesying, man. Right. You know, it could be snowing, you know, anything. You still gonna come out here and do the work.
In season, out of season.
That's right.
We're so eye, you know, we are eyesore to Esau's kingdom, man. These people just came down here to enjoy, all right, the delicacies of Babylon, man.
Right.
Then you got the prophets that pop up everywhere, man, condemning this place, man. You know?
Right. He got wisdom, Solomon, man.
Hey, I got a quick one for you. This book of Solomon 2 and 15 is grievous unto us even to behold.
Hey, and that's going into the mindset of the wicked, man.
Right.
You know, the elite hate to see this, man.
Right.
You know, because for the longest, they've been able to push and influence the planet Earth and wickedness with no resistance, man. But guess what? The Lord has set up a standard in the earth, man. You know, it's beginning with his prophets, man. See?
For his life is not like other men.
Yep.
His ways are of another fashion.
And his ways are another fashion because we are completely opposite, you know, to the mindset of Esau Edom, man.
Right.
You know, this is a complete opposition to Esau Edom, man. Everything that he has set up, man. You know, because at the end of the day, all right, the Lord wants the planet Earth to be reigned in righteousness, man.
Right.
You know, but right now we're living out of punishment, man. But guess what? We coming to the end, man. And the Lord finna set up the house of David, the eternal government, man. All right, with Yahweh sitting on the throne of David, man. This is what the Bible talking about, man. What is Christianity saying, man? You know? They are dealing with the true narrative of the Bible, man. The Lord finna set his king on his throne, Mount Zion, man. And that's Yahweh, man. You know?
Amos 5 and 10. It said they hate the one, they hate him that rebuked in the gate. And they abhor him that speaketh upright.
That's just us, man. All right, Esau hates that. You know, because he the wicked. You know, if you tell anybody, you tell anybody the truth, they're gonna hate it. You know, because what the truth hurts. But how long the so-called white man been going about these lies, man? I found the prophets out here breaking down all the strongholds, man. All right, that's why they're gonna stand in temple prayer, like you're gonna get in Wisdom of Solomon, man. All right, because the truth out here, man.
Then that, you know, they trying to revamp their bullshit about the Bible, the so-called white man book, man. If you still believe that in 2019, you just a walking piece of charcoal, man.
Yeah, because that shit
Waiting for
old,
the fire,
man.
man. You know?
The
The Bible is the playbook to break this man's infrastructure down to dust, man.
right.
You know? So how the hell is going to be his book, man?
And then if it's a so-called white man book, it sure condemns his ass.
Condemn himself.
It's Iraq 30 and 3. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy.
And he that teaching his son grieves the enemy, man. You know? And that's why Esau wants to cut the truth off, man. You know, because guess what? Now it's a generation of righteousness, man. And it's producing another generation of righteousness, man. You see? Because whenever King David, you know, died, guess what? Solomon was in his stead. He was taught and brought up in righteousness, so the heathen was still under subjection,
Hey,
man.
they go to the scriptures though. Change the trial up in the way where he should go. That's the way he should not depart from you.
Yeah.
You know, that's the scriptures, man.
Yeah.
You
The
know?
devil hates the doctrine that's going out because they done had the Bible for hundreds and hundreds of years. And this devil never got mad. But this doctrine that the men of the Lord are teaching in these last days, second time, that's his anger in the devil.
Yeah.
The apostles' doctrine.
Yeah, because the devil, like he said, my name is drift among the heathen. So the heathen can't get this. They can't break the scripture down like the apostles can, man. You know, correctly. You know, that's why they hate it. They know what we saying is the truth. Now they found out who we are. We are Edomites. And we were saying Edomite, you know what I'm saying, 50s and 60 years ago, man. All right? This came from our Memphis on down, man. Because what? He said, folks, the apostle land, this is the time that's coming, man. All right? The kingdom of heaven is now in his hands, man. All right? Our salvation is more than we believe. This is what we pushing, man. We pushing that vibration, man. All right? This is not our rest.
The second Ezra 6 is starting at 27. For evil shall be put out.
Man, evil shall be put out, man. All right? And who bring that evil and that wickedness? The so-called white man. All right? The light of the wicked gonna be put out soon, man. All right?
Evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched.
Yeah, deceit shall be quenched, man. Fucking devil, man. Fucking red man.
As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which has been so long without fruit,
Hey,
declare.
hey, and that's what we're doing right now. We're declaring the truth, man. All the spirit power you have about your mouth up, man. You know? From 1969, 1970 to now and on in till you have about your mouth shot get him, man. Jacob Trouble, you know, man, the word happened, man. We're gonna push the truth, man.
Everything can go back to truth, man. So right now, everything is set up to deceit, you know? So right now, you got Africans, Chinese, Asians, all these names, but that's not the biblical nationalities of these nations, man.
Right.
All right? In the kingdom, everything gonna go back to the truth, man. The Moabite gonna be a Moabite, man. A Hamite gonna be a Hamite, man. Ain't gonna be no African, man. All this stuff is made up, man. This is Esau's nature, man. You know? This is just like a software program made and pushed to the planet Earth, man. You know? This stuff ain't real what Esau pushed out here, man. He deceived the nation. Like the prophet said he would, man. You know, God has called the people of Ham African, after Edomite. Got Jake calling himself out of two Edomites, African American, man. You know? This ain't nothing but deceit, man. But that's going to be put out. The truth will flourish in the earth, man.
Okay, this is Daniel 7:25, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and take the same time and law, and they shall be given into his hand until a time in the dividing time.
Right. And what it is, man, because hey, it was given to the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. All right, and he changed the laws and the times, man. He put these bywords upon our people, man. All right, going back to Deuteronomy. Yeah, the covering cast, man, upon our people. I got them saying they African American, like the brother was saying. Really, right, that's the tribe of Judah, man. All right. That masculine, but here it is, they Issachar, man, according to the scriptures, man.
Made up word.
Made up, just made up, man.
See, the time when Esau was just pull shit out of his ass and to be a decree, that's over with, man. Because now their resistance done been set up, man. Now truth is being spoken into the earth, man.
Yeah, everybody believe them lies no more, man.
That's another cut on these Egyptologists, niggas. You know, you call yourself Egyptologist. That's not the original name of those people, man. You know, you don't hear them Egyptologist niggas talking about Mizraim, man. Them niggas still holler Egypt. That's a Greek word.
Yeah.
You know, and who made that word up? You know, Esau, Edom, man, so-called white man. You know, them niggas act like they doctrine and they vibration just so pure and separate from Esau, man. You know, that ain't nothing but another separate Esau, Edom, that Egyptologist shit.
That's it.
You know?
In Psalm 50 and 16, it says, but unto the wicked, God said, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?
Because you off limits dealing with this book, man. See, the so-called white man, when he got the Bible, this is what he pushed, man. You know, nothing but deception, man. This has nothing to do with the scripture, man. This guy here, all right, being the Messiah, all right, that's not it, man. You know, and that's the main deception of Esau Edom, man. You know, because if he can control the image, all right, and the doctrine behind the Messiah, he controls the masses, man. That's what he has done, man. You know, so the Most High, like, what are you to do with my words and declare my statutes, man? And he hates the righteous laws of Yahweh by Shemal Shah, man. He speaks against it, man. You know, he sets up laws to go exactly the opposite of what's written in the scripture, man. You know?
I tell you one thing, it says 17, seeing thou hatest instruction and casting my words behind thee.
Hey, Esau hates instruction because the Bible tells you, all right, gives you the instructions on how to be on the planet Earth.
It give you the do's and don'ts. Yeah, it give you the do's and don'ts, man. Don't eat pork. Don't commit adultery. What Esau pushed? Pork. They've been doing it. You know, everything the Bible speaks of, do the opposite, man. All right, that's why the man got to be taken out, man. All right,
You can look
got
at
to
it.
go.
You can look at it as a cheat code.
Yeah,
It's a cheat code. How to get over and survive.
that's right. Esau got to go, man. Got what? Hey, he got to put something. Bring yours out, all right?
This is Psalms 31:18. Let thy lying lips be put to silence.
Right.
Hey, that's what's
Bring that back.
Bring them motherfuckers.
Psalms 31:18. Let the lying lips be put to silence.
And how the line lips gonna be put to silence, man, by thermonuclear weapons, man.
turn the
All
hour.
right? That's who's gonna bring you, man. All right?
Howard shot for the stop this madness.
You better cease all that, man.
Yep.
All right? That's how the line lips gonna be silenced, man.
That's right.
Because we can't do it, man. Our reverend warfare is not corner, man. And Esau a corner man. All right? The one who gave him this blessing, the one that's gonna take the blessing from him, man. That's your Howard shot, man. This is
Continue on. Which speak grievous things proudly and contemptuously against the righteous.
And what America pushes pride, proudly, man.
Right.
You got it, though,
That's it on.
This wisdom of Solomon 2:12. Therefore, let us wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doing.
Hey, and they know, all right, the prophecy of the house of David. See, the elites know. See, the upper echelon, they know exactly what it is, man. They know that the house of David is being risen right before their eyes, man. You know, they see that, man. You know, and they know our way of being, you know, which is righteous, you know, by nature. You know, it's directly opposite to how they are, man. And they know that their kingdom can't go on if the house of David is on earth, man. They know that, man. You know, that's why I say they wearied in their counsel, man. You know, if we can see them elites in their counsel, you know, hey, it'll build our faith up, man. Because they trying to figure out what angle it come from, man. You know, because they know we got a higher power backing us, man. You know.
The book of Psalms, chapter 147 and verse 2. The Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shadu, has built up Jerusalem. He gathered together thee out of Israel. Verse Shalagia. He gathered up the outcasts of Israel.
Hey, he was the outcast of Israel. And guess what? When you go to the house of David, when he was on the run for Saul, you know, when David ran into the wilderness, who was symbol for David, man? It was the outcast, man. The people that was in debt, you know, the people, the fugitives, man. It was all the outcasts that gathered around David, man. And those 400 men, 600 men turned into a kingdom, man. They controlled the known world back then, man. You see? Yep, the barbarians, you know? And that's what the Lord is doing today, man, because you see brothers, you know, brothers come from all these different environments, man. You know, all these different cities, man, because you got all these states here together, brothers from different states. You know, we'll be considered the outcast from where we at, man. You know, because you don't understand, you know anything about, you know, the hood, the projects. That's a whole nother realm within itself, man. You know, you can stand at the end of the corner in the hood and look at the Esau living life, man. It's like it's like a force field. You can't even get through to that shit, man.
That's the same thing.
You know,
Great child fix.
that great good fix, man. You know.
This 1 Corinthians 1:27. But the Most High have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise.
And that's what's been happening, man.
Hey,
Hey, the Lord is choosing the things that this world calls foolish, man. They don't think we know anything, man. When these people walk by, all right, they think that we just some angry men, you know, angry at the system, because our people getting shot up, so we out here mad, man.
You know they thought about your Howard shot, though. If anything good come out of Nazareth, all right, they thought about your Howard shot, man. You know? But guess what? Go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 29 and verse 27. An unjust man is abomination to the just. And Proverbs 29 and 27. An unjust man is an abomination to the just.
Hey, an unjust man is an abomination to the just, man. That's why our spirits be so vexed, man. You know, because we live in a system that's ruled by an unjust nation, man. You see?
Yeah, I was like, you remind me of a movie. You brothers might know better than I do. It was a movie where had these people standing inside of the community, everything was white. Whereas one day a guy snuck in, went to the end of the fence, and everything was modern. Like the people on the outside, Esau was driving fancy cars, plush houses. It was living like it was 1920. Yeah. That's how Jake is. You go in the hood with Jake. Jake got a 92 Tahoe. All right, Jake got old furniture, wood furniture, man. Bonneville. Jake's got the Bar City, man. That's how it is. You walk on the end of the corner. The giver, that's the giver. Now, when you walk on the end of like the person you walk to the end of Martin Luther King Street, you look off into the horizon back there. You see Esau living plush, man. He living good. All right. That's only the middle of the Lord can see the difference. Hey man, it's something about where we live to where they live in. Something wrong, man. All right.
If you can pan the camera down, man. Esau on the balcony chilling.
Looking down at us.
You know? Chilling, man. Hey, pride. You know that sits out less in the heavens, man. You know? The Lord finna bring all that down, man.
That's how you know it's the spirit, though. Because when we was in the world, we didn't think like this.
Yeah.
Right, man. We just thought that we got to go with the American dreams. You know what I'm saying? Go to college and think, man.
That's like wine. Wine gives you a different outlook. You drink whatever you want to drink, but it don't change your outlook. You drink the water, you can have the same outlook. With the wine, your outlook changes.
It's like you become in hand. Everything become in hand. It says, Proverbs 29 and verse 27 again, and an unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way is abomination to the wicked.
Yep. Hey, just us, our existence is vexing to them. Just like they exist and are vexing to us, we vexing to them, man. That's why those children struggle in the womb, man. They too close to each other, man. Somebody got to be oppressed and somebody got to rule, man.
That's just like trying to put two magnets together. It's not gonna fit, man. It's a constant battle, man. It's constant war. You know? I bring that out, though.
Wisdom of Solomon 5:1.
Right.
Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted.
Right, we stand in the face of such as afflicted us, man. So-called white man. All right? You know, like what's his name? One body, Howard shot. Hey, you can't stand in front of the so-called white man in the hood, man. All right? This is where you stand in great boldness, man, right here, man. All right? Not in the hood, man. But it says in the righteous means, man. All right? Go ahead.
They made no account of his labor.
Right, they made no account of our labors, man. Go ahead.
When they sin, they shall be troubled with terrible.
And that's what you have, man. That's why they want to get rid of the truth, man. Get us out the corners. All right? Hey, take the internet down, the YouTube. Because what? They stand in terrible fear, man. All right? Because they know the knowledge and the wisdom we speaking bringing down the society, man.
Right. Why, see, you saw losing it on the internet.
Yeah.
You saw losing. He had that Edomite snapped out on the brother and boss.
Yeah.
Edomite just like a damn nun.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Edomite just like a nun.
Damn blood vessel, man, because they spirit know, man. You see? Yeah. Even like them Edomites up there, they looking down like them dumb niggas, man. You know? It's a laughing stock to them, man. But guess what? Their standard don't get lifted.
Man, that shit ain't so funny as of late, though. Yeah. Man don't turn to cry real soon.
Hey, and it's the same setup in every city, man. You go to New Orleans, the same setup. Esau living flush. You go 3 streets over, and Jake defeated him, man. You know? That's the same setup. Birmingham, the same setup. Atlanta's the same setup, man. All this shit, everywhere you go, it's the same setup.
Right, that's why I always say Esau is the fucking base man, man. And he the same rules dude, man. All right, he set up the same way in every city. Come on, man. We ain't gonna be like that in the kingdom, man. It's gonna be something different everywhere you go, man. All right, everywhere you go. You got Jake in the hood. All right, you got Esau the suburb. Everywhere you go, man.
Job 17:8. Upright men shall be stoned as this, and the innocent shall stir up himself against the hypocrite.
Well, that's what's happening, man. Hey, the spirit of Yahweh Shai is in his men on earth, and the spirit of Yahweh Shai is staring his men up against the hypocrite, man. Because Esau's the so-called hypocrite, man. Because he'll say, y'all pushing violence, man. Well, nigga, you doing violence, man. You see, you actually killing people, man. We haven't put hands on nobody, man. We just bring the prophecies of the Bible out, man. Which consists of a lot of violence, man. You know, well, we can't water down the Lord's word, man. You see? Yeah, we can't bring a Baptist doctor and call ourselves a prophet, man. You know?
They like the publish out there, black on black crime, shit, Chicago, and like that, right? Civil War was the biggest war on white, that was white on white crime. World War I and World War II. Bodies on a global scale, man. It was motivated by so-called race.
Even fucking Jim Crow, man. Jim Crow was a motherfucker to so-called Negroes, man. They got a nerve to come down to the camp and say we doing reverse racism. How? How can these people be racist, man? With all the shit you just done to us, all right? You sit there and you watch these people, and you watch us. We ain't burning crosses on people's lungs, man. Yeah, we ain't going in and just wiping the whole family out, man. Castrating men, shooting men. Yeah, what a count. I believe it's in Ohio. They shot a man over 1,000 times, man. And over there, right on the street, bombing people, man.
Hey, if I can say this, I say you call us racist. Hey, we not the ones burning down Amazon forests. We not the ones creating seedless watermelons, all right? We prefer watermelon seeds, and we prefer if we want to eat a burger, it's gonna be made out of a real cow. That's right. We're not doing all this, man. You're the one doing it. You're the problem. Now you're mad because everybody's pointing at you and be like, hey, look, this is the real problem. Everybody love to like point to the ghetto. See, hey, the ghetto, see them niggas? It's nothing but crime, it's nothing but this. But then when you check statistics, the school shootings, the pipe bombings, the suicides, all this other stuff, it's Esau. Who's plunging the resources? Who decided instead of gold, silver, you know what I'm gonna do? Shit, I'm gonna make, we can make some paper money and give it to these niggas. Right. Then on the other end, we can just hoard the gold and silver. Nobody thought of that shit besides you, Esau. Right. You're the one who came up with it. And then you get mad at us because now everybody on the earth, even Ishmael, Moab, and everything, they pointing them out. Like, yeah, this is them, man. They the ones that's a problem now. And now he's trying to back up like, wait a minute. Hey guys, we're all in this together, okay? Like, no, Esau. We're not all in this together. You are losing, and your time is up, and everybody sees it clearly. All right, you are not the guy that is meant to rule the earth. All right.
That's why he want to say everybody together. Because he know that the America is circling the drain, man. This shit is almost over, man.
The sons of the three holy children, verse 9, and thou didst deliver us into the hands of a lawless enemy.
He's lawless, man. Esau don't give a damn about no law, man. Man, Esau the nigga who came up with the quote, and I mean it when I say nigga. This is the grimiest nigger that was ever birthed in the history of creation. Starting from Genesis 1. This is the grimiest, sloppiest nigga on top of that. Ugliest nigga, too. He a real ugly nigga, too. You know what I'm saying? And when I say, Jake be talking about, I'm a real nigga, like, no. When you compare yourself to Esau, Esau the real nigga, all right? Right. Jake, you don't add up to as much as the real nigga Esau is. Right. Hey, real niggas only. Let Esau in, all right? Get out.
It says, most hateful forsakers of the Most High, and to any unjust king, the most wicked in all the world.
Right. So we were given over unto the man who's the most wicked in all the world. All right? You know how you was given over to the man who's the most wicked in all the world? Yeah, we're talking about you so-called white people. You're the most wicked human beings on the planet. That's right. And you know it. You can't even name one good thing you've done in history. Right. You're like, shit, that's a good question. Well, yeah. I bet you named half of them.
I just want to bring out a quick stat. Since we the problem of the earth, all right, Jake, and you know, in the Calio Project, Jake and Bankhead, all right, Jake and Watkins and Brown, all right, yeah, Collegeville.
Very distant.
Yeah, since we the problem of the earth. World War II killed 70 million people. Now, they say Jake killed what, 600 people, black on black violence. So if they're raped, to catch up with World War II, that means Jake would have to kill 2,000 people a year for 95 years to catch up with what Esau did in 4 years. Esau, they kidding, so they never catch up. They never catch up, man.
Right, when you go into the left, a white man been wounded 229 years, 222 years they've been at war. So that's Revelation the 6th chapter. He was given a great sword to take peace from the earth, man. You can't get around it, man.
Numbers don't lie.
What they say, women lie, men lie, but numbers don't lie. And I know numbers don't lie. He actually had a calculator out. He actually calculated this, all right? He saw it just don't add up, man. All right.
If I could say to back up this brother, nobody has killed more people on the planet Earth than Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. 14 million dead in World War I, 100 million dead during the transatlantic slave trade, 72 million during World War II, 2 million dead during the Vietnam War, around 500,000 during Iraq and Afghanistan. There's no way Jake could catch up to that.
That's just some. This is the one you
That ain't even all the ones know about it. He recorded. Hiroshima, Nagasaki, whole cities bombed. Like, see, this go to show you, you can't tell me that we ain't got the truth. This man is safe, right? If any of you niggas going around talking about this nigga can't be saved, saved from what? Saved from killing people? Like, this man is the epitome of death.
Just real quick, like, out of that 72 million, only about 12 million were military casualties. The rest were civilian casualties. That's like 50 million civilian casualties from bombings and just.
And this going back to the hypocrite, because Esau claims that these other nation leaders are inhumane. But meanwhile, he just killed only 12 million, all right, out of 72 million, you know, militants, and the rest were civilians, man. So there's 60 million civilians that died in the war, that was unarmed, that didn't have nothing to do with the war. But he was called, all right, the leader of Syria inhumane, you know? That's the hypocrite, man.
Weapons of mass destruction.
That's right. Like, you the one, what you expect the rest of the earth to do when you the only one got weapons of mass destruction? Of course they gonna try to make them. They're like, yeah, we gonna have to protect ourselves from this nigga. This nigga, I'm telling you, and this is a real nigga right here.
If I could just say, I've known, like, with the whole thing going on in Israel and Palestine, I knew a guy who was Palestinian. His cousin got killed for throwing rocks at the border wall. They were shooting rubber bullets at him, but the rubber bullets had a metal bit in it. So they hit him in the head and killed him. Like, you Edomites are the devil. Everything you do just leads to death and destruction, not life.
Right, this is 2 Maccabees 7 and 31. And thou that has been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews.
They called him the author of all mischief. But here you go, a nigga talking about, hey, be saved, right? What about them? Not all of them, man.
The beginning. Go all the way back to the God, man. He the author of it, man.
Get out of this, man. You can't tell me it ain't just evil flowing through the veins, man.
Esau is a physical representation of death.
Yeah. Y'all never seen death before? Of course you have. You saw so-called white people.
That's right. God has been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews to not escape the hands of Yahweh.
God escaped the hands, man. Somebody said,
He ain't getting away from it, man. This man ain't getting away from it.
I got a quick pre-show.
It ain't none that he can do. You got all these different nations coming against him. You got us rising up and through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, spiritually bringing this man down. See, you brothers are important. See, a lot of times a man can get in his own head and you will get caught up in a resistance that Satan giving you. And you will be thinking, man, this is right, I'm that. No. You're a very important piece to the puzzle. hey, you should feel blessed. The Lord is personally using you, letting you have a direct link to him. Not only do you have a direct link to the Most High Yahweh, but you also have a direct link to him through his son, Yahweh Shai. And with that being said, you get to be joint heirs with him. That's the reward of the righteous when it speaks in Ezra that no people can comprehend. See, the reward the righteous going to get, you won't be able to comprehend it. All Israel is going to be saved, but the reward of the righteous is going to be different.
Because this see now, you're building, like, you know what I'm saying? We're actually playing the part of Yahweh Shai on the earth today, man.
Yep. And we spiritually, the Lord is using you spiritually to help bring down the destruction of this society. And in the end, he's going to give you power, and you will be able to help physically bring down the destruction of this society. And I know a lot of brothers, we can't wait. We can't wait to get physical.
That Jeremiah 16-16. All right? He sent out fishers. And then the fisherman's going to become, what, hunters. All right? And you know what a hunter kills, man.
Yeah, Esau knew exactly what 100 did. That's all he knew.
Yeah. And put that out and then grab that giant.
This is what I say,
hey, bro.
my kingdom, my servants fight.
Yeah, and if I can say one thing real quick too, that's how you Edomites know we ain't in hunting season. Because we doing this. This is an act of fishing.
That's right.
You know, if we was hunting, we wouldn't be standing right here, man. Right. So for you to even try to paint us out as terrorists, it shows you that you know eventually we're gonna be on your ass. Hey, because if you didn't, you wouldn't look at us as a threat, man. Hey, we ain't coming as no threat. So why you trying to paint us as terrorists? Because you devils know the prophecies, man. You know, Most High gonna put a particular spirit on men to come at you, man. You know, so we ain't in hunting season yet. This is an act of fishing, man. You know, I just wanted to bring out that point.
And that scares them. Go ahead.
Hey, when you the foundation of the whole thing that's going on, you gotta point the finger at somebody else, right? You gotta create a diversion,
right?
Like, well, look, we are the ones doing it. Look at them. They're on the corner selling drugs, right? When they're the what? They're the problem. This Psalm 73:6, it says, therefore pride compares to them a boat as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment.
Right. And Esau walking around, hey guys, I mean, I don't know about you, but this is America. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Y'all still wicked, ain't nothing changed, man.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, pride, desire, look, hey, look, fuck yeah, this is America. Look here, terrorists, your game is through. Because you got to answer to America. It's like, man, this dude just walks around the earth. Hey, you're about to answer to America in a while. Hey, I want you guys to stop making GMOs. Eliminate Monsanto, we're on our way.
That ain't gonna happen.
We need to liberate your people. This man goes to Iran and be like, your women need democracy. How do you tell us what our women need? Our women are fine, they're not complaining.
Right.
But
No
this
disease,
is what
no STDs, no none of that.
Exactly.
No sexual confusion going on over there, no none of that, man.
Right.
No pedophilia, no none of that. As soon as the damn devil get involved, your infection spreads.
How you gonna send us something to do?
Right.
And then like when America, these other nations can't just pull up they navy into the Atlantic Ocean on the coast of New York. They can't just pull up their navy in the Pacific on the coast of California, man. But look at America. They in the Persian Gulf, the South China Sea, the Gulf of Mexico, near everywhere, Antarctica, the Filipinos. Marines just show up to your shit. You be chilling, now you know Marines in your shit. You know?
Talking about get on the ground.
He's a man never keep it at home, man.
All right,
That's going to the Honda.
Ezekiel 25 and 14.
Yeah.
And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom.
Right, Edom, so-called white man. The vengeance of the Lord, man. Go ahead.
It says, and by the hand of my people, Israel.
See, by the hands of his people, man. Land the elect, man. All right? The hunters. Right now, we fishing, man. But soon, we're going to become hunters, and that hand, by his people, Israel, is going to be the elect, man.
Right. And if I can add, we're going to show Esau how to rule in that.
Yeah.
Right.
We know how to get down.
Right. It says, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger.
What? According to who?
Mine anger.
Come on, man. We're going to have to spend the Lord on this, man. So you know we're gonna fuck them up. We're gonna fuck them up, man. We're gonna have the spirit of the Lord on us, man, taking down the other nations.
When he said according to his anger, us humans, if somebody offend us, we're mad at that person.
Yeah.
But Yahweh, when he gets mad at you, he's mad at your clothes, your kids, everything you own, your animals, everything you own. Then he say, after you kill everything, put some salt in the ground, man, so the grass can't grow no more.
Hey, your family tree got to go.
Way farther than us.
Hey, your family tree got to go. All right, that's how it happened. We gonna hit you where it hurt, champ.
We putting out brands.
The livestock. Going back to what you always say with King David and Joab, they was killing the livestock. They was killing everything, man. You know, except for white lilies, you know.
Oh yeah, you take the women, that's a spoil of war. That's why, hey, Jake don't even think about it, but you, cause really, the woman's butt is like a buttocks or a gluteus. All right, glutes. See, but Jake, you call it booty. You don't even know why. You don't even think about it. Booty really means spoil. Like when you go back to a pirate, he was like, yeah, we're gonna take the booty. You know, he's meaning the treasure. That's my booty. So yeah, when Jake be like, yeah, she got a fat booty, man. Yeah, you talking about spoil. That's like something, because women, they're spoils of war. But when you kill off all the men, you just destroyed that whole entire nation. And then when you have children with the women that's left, they Israelites. You know what I'm saying? They after you. But that nation is completely depleted. They're gone.
Hey, Zaquan, I got
We're gonna get some free vanilla.
I'm gonna sneak it in. The brother said booty. This is Zephaniah 1:13. Therefore, their goods shall become a booty, and their houses a desolation.
And they're going to show you their goods are going to become a spoil, a booty. All right? That's why when Jay later once, man, look at this booty, man. Hey, he's going crazy on it. Why? Because he's finna spoil that. That's why.
The pirates would say that, where's my booty? It's talking about what he took.
Yeah, gold, treasure, ornaments, amulets, whatever that he saw and that he took out of war or whatever the case may be. He's like, yeah, where's me booty? Where's the booty? You know, and they come take it.
If I could just add, Esau had that in America, man. He had that, it's called the spoils of war. And even in World War II, you had World War II veterans told you, after we bombed this city in Japan or defeated this certain battle in Japan, whatever you saw, it's yours. Take it back to America. So you had Edomites that brought back skulls with a gold tooth in it.
Yeah. I got a perfect example right here. I knew an Edomite who knew a chick. She's Polish, and she said that her grandma, when the Germans took over Poland in World War II, like 7 Germans grabbed her grandma when she was a teenager, pulled her into a barn, and gave her that work. Because they took over that country. They were plundering her. They were raping her. That's what rape means, to take.
Yep. And this is what an Edomite would do. Go ahead.
Zechariah 14:14, speaking of booty. And Judah also shall fight at Jerusalem, and the wealth of all the heathen round about shall be gathered together, gold and silver and apparel in great abundance. You know? So that's like you're gonna say, we're gonna have spoils of war. We're gonna take part in subjugating people, man. You know, telling you what to wear, stripping you down, shaving you butt ass niggas like you used to do us, man. You know, feeding you all they call it hog slop and all of those shit like that, man. You know? And we, like your brother said, we're gonna go into the nation, we're gonna go all into Russia, all into Germany, and all those different places where Esau left, man. We're gonna have our way.
I can bring out an example. This is 1 Kings 11 and 15, where they came to pass when David went in Edom, and Jeroboam, the captain of the host, was gone up to bury the slain after he had smitten every male of Edom for 6 months. Till Joab remained there for all Israel until he had cut off every male of Edom. He was killing the males. What you think David and them was doing with the women?
And convert them into concubines, man.
Yeah. It was knocking the stuff out their English muffin, man. That's what it was doing.
But that's a law. What's that in Deuteronomy? Deuteronomy 31? I can't remember the chapter. But there was a law on how you dealt with the spoils of war, man. So after you decimate all the men, the women out there, you get the woman and you set out for 30 days, cut her hair. Okay, that's like a rebirth. That's like baptism. You gotta cut everything off. All right, for 30 days. When that 30 days pass,
because when you be around your woman or you hear a woman talking on the phone about ancient shit, and they cut their hair, it's something called new growth that grows out of that, out of a woman's hair. So like you said, it's like a rebirth.
Yeah, you remember the movie, you remember the movie Set It Off?
Yeah.
When Jada, when she got away to move to Mexico, she cut her hair. Because everybody, she became a new person. So yeah, they concubine, man, they get their hair cut. It's like a baptism, man. All right, but now you have a new owner. All right, but let's just break it down, man. Now the Most High is with that, man. The Most High is with going over another nation, decimating men, and taking the women, man. All right? And the kingdom is being translated. You got whole movements. You got whole movements where Edomite is dedicating himself to taking the L with his woman. It's called MGTOW. Men going their own way.
This strictly for you, all right? Go ahead. This Deuteronomy 21:10. When thou goest forth to war against thine enemies.
This is the Most High. The Most High told Moses to tell us. All right, go ahead.
And Yahweh thy power hath delivered them into thine hands.
Yep.
Thou hast taken them captive.
Yep.
And seest them seest among them a captive, a beautiful woman.
Yeah, so you just had battle. You in the Edomite city. You got a bunch of dead bodies laying around, a bunch of corpses. You know dead Esau, how you be looking dead and stuff. But then you might hear some heavy breathing, like, what the hell is that sound? So you go in the house with the sword, you look to your left, you look to the right, it's a half-naked Edomite woman, man. So what you do though?
Looking like a fool, but dry fool.
And so she looking, she's scared to see. But you're not evil. You know what I'm saying? What you do is according to the law, go ahead.
And thou seest among the captives a beautiful woman that has a desire unto her.
She's bad. All right? You know how to be looking at that crime, man. All right?
That thou would have her to wife.
Yep. Hey, because look, guess what? When you, in so many words, when you saw her, you took her with you, man. You grabbed the spoils. She was part of the spoils of war, along with your bag of shekels and silver, whatever you confiscated from those corpses that you slaughtered, man.
And that wife, and that,
Get up a woman, get a possession.
Hey, see,
and that wife, the wife is not like an Israelite wife, that's a concubine. Then shalt thou bring her home to thine house, and shall shave her head, and pare her nails. And she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her, and she shall remain in thine house, and bewail her father and mother a full month, and afterward thou shalt go into her.
What does it mean go into her, man? What, you gonna perform surgery? Nah, you finna go into her, man. All right, you gonna convert her to being an Israelite in the spirit, man. You gonna put your covering over her, man. But the point is, the Most High is part of this art of war, man. It's protocols to war. All right, was the brother holding something?
Yeah, I was holding something for you, and the brother bring out the boat, huh?
Conan had it right. Like in that movie Conan the Barbarian, they're asking what's best in life, and they ask the first student, he's like, to feel the wind in your hair and to have an eagle on your wrist, and the guy's like, wrong! He's like, Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemy, to see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women. Like, yeah!
That shit get me goosebumps, man.
Hey, this is good. See, we've been suppressed. We've been suppressed in Babylon, man. But in the ancient world, man, before there was this westernization thing, man, there was nothing for you to be of a regal province, and you as an Israelite man would have a harem of women. And if you look up that word harem, it means a chamber of concubines and wives, man. But where did those concubines come from, man? They came from battles that you won.
Right. King David had one. Those were the ones Ammon or Absalom went into.
We'll call them SOW, spoils of war.
Spoils of war, man.
He didn't tell a girl you going to the chamber? Yeah, he didn't do it.
So, hey, I got you, brother. So that was the point, man. We've been reduced some little corporate wage debt peasant, subject to one woman or one wife, and it's not your spirit. That's why Jake, they look at us like, man, ain't in captivity. Nigga, yes you are. Yes you are. You don't know you're in captivity because you're a homeborn slave. You don't know what's better for you. You've never had another lifestyle that you can compare to America, man. Because you don't know that you're actually worth more than what you think you're worth. You're worth more than $12 an hour, so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man.
That's right.
Your life isn't revolving around working for a damn Edomite and receiving a check every 2 weeks. And your liberty is subjected to how much that check will allow you to move, man.
Right, because in the scriptures, in second Ezra, it speaks about the earth was made for our sake. All right, if the world was made for our sake, then what that mean? We kings, man. We're opposed to work.
He also says the world was made for our sakes. Why these? Go ahead, bro.
You got it.
Why these? Roughly paraphrasing, why these? And why our servants ruling over us?
Yeah, that's right.
That just had a ruling class mentality, man.
This one for you too. This is Sirach, chapter 10, verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings and injuries, riches got by deceit. The kingdom is translated from one people to another.
And you know, the one of the signs that Esau is about to lose his kingdom is the loss of his women. Because like the brother said, Edomite women are getting thick. They're being molded for the so-called the Israelite man, and also his women lost respect for him. Respect, your level, how women respect you is your level of power. If your women don't respect you, it's because you don't have any power. So why does Edomite start whole movements where he was like, man, I'm gonna be a monk. I'm gonna buy me some sex robots. I'm gonna get rid of my women. Why? Because the women don't want you no more, man.
Give me get it.
Before you get it,
Go ahead, bro. Back and brought up with weird Paul. You think our Israelite women are gonna be trying to get with these low-ass Edomites?
You look at them wearing blonde hair.
We at the so-called at the bottom of the earth, and the top, and these people, your woman still wants them, man. You know? Let me get it, man.
I'm gonna let him make a point right quick. Go ahead, bro.
I want to put this precept. Habakkuk 2 and 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
That's why you have a movement called NABLA, North American Boy Lovers Association. NABLA, I'm sorry, North American Boy Lovers Association, man. You got a whole movement pushing to be a damn pedophile, man. Because your soul in you is not right, man. You have a history of being a damn pervert. That's why you would give gay rights before you give a man that wants more than one woman rights, man.
Go ahead. It says, but the just shall live by his faith.
That's what we're doing now. We can't make Israelites.
I was saying, like, for our people dealing with multiple wives, our forefathers set that first. All our forefathers had multiple women. Like,
that's right.
That's just in our nature to be there.
Again, it's seven women to one man. You know, you realize it's more women than men out there, man. All right? It's in our nature, man.
See something for you. This is Daniel 11 and 37. Neither shall he regard the gods of his fathers, neither the desire of women. Esau ain't want no woman, man.
All the reason why, hey, that shows you you took it from me, bro. Yeah. If you watch the movie Alexander, man, Alexander had men, he had boyfriends, man.
That's right.
I forgot his main dude. And then when he went over there to India, he had Roxanne, right? The only reason why he wanted Roxanne because he wanted an heir. He wanted to pass off his genealogy. But when Roxanne saw him all bagged up with another dude, she was like, oh, hell nah, man. But she didn't have no power.
Hephaestion, like at the beginning of that movie, before they went to that battle where they fought Darius III, he went up to his boy Hephaestion. He's like, why don't you come sleep in my chambers? I need company. And throughout the whole movie, like they walk into Babylon, like that the Persians had control of. You see all Darius's concubines waiting for him, but he goes up to the man boy. He's like, that's the first person that catches his attention. He's like, come and be my entertainment. And like when they went into India, like he had his man boy lover dancing in front of those Indians, and they were looking at him like, he's freak. What is this shit? Like,
but that was the beginning of Esau coming into power. Somebody get that before you get your scriptures.
Maccabees.
Afterwards, somebody get that Maccabees. The beginning of Esau going into power. Maccabees, the first chapter. Wickedness being multiplied in the earth. Go ahead.
I'm gonna read one more time. It's gonna hit home again, man. This man's a homosexual by nature, man. You know, that's why I said I'm gonna read it again. You give him a a German Shepherd.
Power, man.
All right. You give him a German Shepherd, all right? You give him a tree, a muffler on a car, he's happy, man. But a woman, Esau don't want nothing to do with no woman, man. He don't want nothing to do with no woman.
You saw the John Wick?
He builds machines and shit.
First one.
Recipients.
I saw the parts of it almost to the end.
I was gonna say, like the brother just said, he don't even deal with his woman. He builds machines and shit to have sex with and shit like that.
Yeah, you know, everybody loves John Wick, which is a really good movie. He raised hell over that damn dog, man. Yeah. Man, I ain't really seen him deal with no woman like that,
You
man.
right.
I just thought about that, man.
All that killing was over, though.
Yeah.
Check it out. That's it. You read it? Yeah, read it. This is Daniel 11:37. Once again, neither should he regard the God of his fathers.
Yep.
Neither nor desire of women.
Word. And you know what, brothers? You know you might have been in the world, or you'll step out. What's on your mind when you step out? Women. The theme song with Texas, where the hoes at? Where the women at? Esau goes out there to get pissy drunk. You get that drunk, not to deal with women. You don't even know where you at. Like, all these women around here, you just want to be laid out on the floor drunk, man. All right? Go ahead.
I got another one now. Spirit on me. No, I got a scripture. This is 2 Maccabees 9:5. But the Lord Almighty, the power of Israel smote him with an incurable, invisible plague.
He had a pack, man. For being a damn sodomite. And they showed you that. They showed you that on the movie Alexander when they had conquered one of those places. One of their rituals was the older Edomite soldiers would sodomize the younger Edomite soldiers. That was one of their rituals. That's why you had those scandals go out with one of those universities. The coach, Edomite coach,
Penn State.
Penn State. They loved him. He was molesting those boys, man. He was a damn Grecian.
There you go out there. He out right now. That's right there.
That's a natural born boy lover, man.
If I could say real quick, when you read that Greek philosophy stuff like Plato's The Republic, they have Socrates talking in it saying there's nothing better than the love of a young boy. There's no better love than the love of a young boy.
Well, what did the Israelites of 300 mention about the
Athenians? Those boy lovers.
Those boy lovers.
They told you to fuck off. So what are we gonna say? We're gonna tell you the same thing.
Yeah.
It says, but the Lord Almighty, the power of Israel, smote him with an incurable and invisible plague. Yep. It says, for as soon as he had spoken these words, a pain of the bowels that was tremulous came upon him, and sore torment of the inner parts. And it says that most justly, for he had tormented other men's bowels with many strange torments.
Because look, you know what? They were sodomizing. They were have sex when he was sodomizing. Also, Esau was supposed to speak of objects of other men's anus, man. It was a Grecian or so-called white man's tradition, man. All right, that's why even in the penitentiary,
hazing, college and fraternities.
It's all a Greek spirit, man. That's a beautiful point. It's all a Greek spirit. Go ahead, bro.
Got a little more. They got some on his ass, man. He said, whereabout he nothing at all ceased from his bragging. The nigga was bragging about the shit. It says, but shall was like I'm missing. It says, but shall was filled with the pride of breathing out of fire and of his rage against the Jews. He commanded to hasten the journey, but it came to pass that he fell down with his chariots, carried violently, so that he, having a sore fall, all his members of his body were much pain. And it says, and thus he that a little afar thought he might command the ways of the sea, so pride had begun the condition of man. And it says, and weighed the high mountains in a balance. And it says, was now cast to the ground and carried the harsh ladder, showing forth unto all all the most manifest the power of the Most High. And it says, so the worms rose out of the body of this wicked man. It said worms, man. And it says, and while he lived, sore pains, his flesh fell away, and the filthiness of his smell was nourished him unto all of the army. He lost him to all his army, man.
You were literally dying inside, man.
Got you
Inside out. Hey, let's take it from what brother's over there? The Maccabees.
And I got one to back up the Maccabees. This is First Maccabees chapter 1. I'm gonna start at verse 1 and jump around a bit. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim.
Yeah, it said the Philip, the son of Macedonia. Now you go back to the time of Saul, all right, they were supposed to smite all the Edomites, man. All right, but long story short, Philip of Macedonia goes back to, what's the guy's name? Agag. Philip of Macedonia goes back to Agag, man. All right, but they were habitating the area of Macedon, man, because they conquered Macedon from the Japhites, man. That's what if you watch the movie Eagle, that movie that came out maybe, what, a decade ago now? Eagle? Yeah, the Romans was going on in Europe. But you saw it was Japhet in Europe, man.
Yeah, dark-skinned people.
That's what other Israelites don't understand. That's why I say Esau was Japhet. Esau wasn't Japhet. Esau was conquering Japhet, man. Those are the Aboriginal state. It was the Aboriginals of Europe, also known as Japhet. Esau was conquering them. That's why I said Philip of Macedon, man.
Matter of fact, the soccer team, their symbol for Europe still has Japhet as the dark-skinned person on it.
Right.
So.
Like an elder, but one of the main spots was Cyprus, which is known. The island of Cyprus was known for Japhet, because the whole region was known for trading, man. They were trading salt, peppers, spices, you know.
Because that was a rich area.
Yeah,
that was a rich area, man.
Yeah, I believe it's like a Japhite lady with a crown on. You know.
Y'all go through, man.
Sorry, y'all.
That's fine. You know, it's for y'all.
Sorry, y'all.
I believe it's a Japhite lady with a crown on that represents Europe. Europa. The whole the soccer team, when they all link up together, all of Europe, the best of Europe.
No, y'all fine. Y'all could walk. Y'all could walk.
Yeah, but you know, yeah, but pretty much, you know, it was a dark-skinned lady with the crown on, but really she wasn't an Israelite. She was a Japhet, you know, Europa, you know.
But this goes back to that beast, man. That dragon, he was gonna rule with the sword. So when it was time to come back, really started with the Roman Empire. But before the Roman Empire, had the Grecian Empire to kick it off, man.
Just like the European colonial powers set the groundwork for America to take over the landmass.
Yep.
And if I could say, if you go into Greek history, they knew this. The Macedonians, they said they were different from the Grecians. They knew that Japhet was the Grecians. They said once the Greeks had a civil war with each other and became weak, they said the Macedonians, those hill people, those backwards people came in and took over the spoils. That's when Philip of Macedonia came into power, and then Alexander the Great, Alexander the Greek, Alexander the Freak, who we're talking about right now, came into power.
See, but what we're about to read through the Spirit of Yahweh outside is the beginning of what you see all around you today. This is the beginning of what they call westernization. The way you see the world now is not the way of the ancient world. It's not the way of our forefathers, man. What you see now is the beginning of turning the world out, or hoeing the world.
It's a new thing in the earth.
It's a new thing in earth. That's why they made the point in the movie Last Samurai, we would not go whoring after the Western world, man. All right, at that time, the Grecian Empire had grown to what? The British Empire. And the British Empire was taking over Japan. This is the beginning of the British. This is the beginning of the Romans. All right, go ahead.
And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians, and Medes, that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece.
Yeah, and that was the first scene in the movie Alexander. Yeah, he was like, Darius! Man, but that was very historically on point, man. All right, go ahead.
And made many wars, and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth. Yep. Going to Habakkuk chapter 2, he's a proud man, neither keepeth Ethiops, burnt face, Ethiopians.
Yeah, it was being burnt face. So Africa, this all goes back, the word Africa goes back to Greek. All those names, they were like, I think they saw the monkey in that movie. And that's
another person. They never saw a monkey before. It's like that's another species of human.
Yeah.
That's what that I forgot the guy's name. There was a guy, the brother going into, that's the guy that came up with the whole You know? Yeah, they came up with the whole evolution shit.
Charles Darwin.
Charles Darwin.
Yeah. Which was all a lie. He on his deathbed he said it was all BS. But hey, that was to take the most high out of the picture, man.
Hey, Charles Darwin, this is a quote from him. He said, when you look at how the human eye is designed, that doesn't come by natural like evolution. That comes by a creator. That comes by a designer. He literally said that.
Because a nigga, I can say one thing, a nigga can tell you how Tupac died, he can tell you all this shit. We can't tell you how the Most High put it's oils in your eye, man, to make your eyeball grow. Yeah. That don't come by just willy-nilly. Man created itself. All right? What the mother nigga say? We created a white man, and the white man came.
Scientists by the name of Yaakov.
Yeah, Yaakov.
Created them in the laboratory.
Yeah, man. Another white man then.
Yeah, man.
Nigga call himself a god. Like, we gods, we the suns, we the moon. All right, make some more of us then, man.
Right.
All you know is you got here.
Right, but they can't explain how, y'all bring it out time and time again on the same subject, but you can't explain how graceful and beautiful that a giraffe looks, man. I got a long, stretched out neck. That's the Most High's imagination, man. That's how far out he is.
What was they called? The Wisdom of Solomon, 13th chapter? First author of beauty, man.
Yeah, man.
But take us in that spirit of the Egyptians. Exactly. You know, we created all this, and we worship all of this.
I want to bad deal, man. Go ahead, bro. We can push it up, man. One with the brother was bringing out, man. It's Genesis 27. I'm gonna get straight to the point. Start at 40. Speaking of Esau, it says, and by when the brother brought up when Esau began to come in the power, that's how all the laws that you know as that they got today, as far as how wicked the world is and shit like that. Well, this is the beginning of it. As for the prophet says, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And this is the point. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion. With the brother bringing out in Maccabees, right?
That's the beginning of it.
And when he got the dominion, look at the earth today, man. You see?
Because what you see today, what they call westernization, is the mind of Esau. You know how they had the song by Lauryn Hill, I rule the world? Then they all the scenarios, how would it be if they ruled the world? Well, this is the worst case scenario if Esau ruled the world. You see what I'm saying? That's what it says in the Sirach 10.
Also, like that TV series called Western.
Yeah. And Sirach 10 tells you the way of the king is the way of the people. Yeah. So this world is a reflection of the people who did want to do this. All right. Brother was still reading. Was that you or me?
Let me make this.
Go ahead.
When you, that scripture when that brother about to bring out, when that brother just the elder Kazaki just brought out, all of the kings before Esau, they still had Western mindset, Middle Eastern philosophy. When this devil came in the earth, when the scripture say evil multiplied in the earth, every king before Esau dealt with multiple women, dealt with polygamy, had concubines, so on and so forth. When this devil came into power, that's when monogamous hit the earth, man. But before him, the king Tuck and Nebuchadnezzar, all of them dealt with multiple women.
Well, you didn't understand that with the book of Esther.
Yeah.
She was one of the concubines. But Xerxes had a harem.
Yeah, it's his favorite.
She got chose. But through the spirit, you know, it was all set up for the salvation of the Israelites at that time. But no, Xerxes had a harem of concubines. That was the way of the kings of the east. All right, because you conquer out on different provinces, and then what happens is you collect the concubines.
The chieftains give you, as a tribute, it's like, I'm going to make an alliance with you, take my beautifulest daughter.
We dealt with that in James 11. You see how those guys kept giving their daughters
for an alliance.
Or make it for a peace treaty, you know?
That's the only reason why Esau had one woman. He just needed something to bring his heir through.
That's all a woman is to him, is like a man, like an Israelite naturally loves a woman because she's a woman. Like he likes popping her, but he likes her for a woman. Esau ain't like a man. Esau just sees a woman as like just fucking, like just to get my nut off. Like I can get my nut off with a woman, or with a man, with an animal.
And the sodomized thing, like you don't want with no titties, no ass, just a bone, like I guess yeah, like he wanted as if it's a
Hemite took the clitoris of a woman, man. But when it comes to us, man, Israelite men, we see a woman for who she is, man. We see the dimples, You see when she front up, she make her mad, you know? The feminist energy, how your woman walk with her hand like this and shit, you know.
This was like men love feminine energy.
Yeah. You like this shit, man. It's a turn on, man.
This is quick. Deuteronomy 32 and 32. For the vine is of the vine of Sodom.
The vine is your vine is like a root, man. It's like a lineage, man. Your DNA is of the DNA of Sodom, man. That's like you're
natural homo, man.
You're a natural homo.
They'll get taken out of power just for having another woman on the side. It'll be a scandal on going.
And the fields of Gomorrah, their grapes are the grapes of gall, and their clusters are bitter.
And it's so backwards. You can't have more than one wife, but you can have more than one girlfriend. I don't understand this shit. Shit backwards.
Yeah, it's like you can't put the stuff on paper, man. Hey, you had a quick precept.
Going back to creation. The spirit.
Oh, okay. But hey, look, man. This is the beginning of what we're cursing out, man. So can you continue with the Maccabees?
I got one to back you up after this. Okay, it goes right into like how.
That'll work, bro.
Verse 3. Spirit coming out, man. Spirit, man.
Everything has a nature. Like every nation has a personality. They are embodied with a personality. This is the personality of Esau, Edom, man. What you see around you, man. All right, go ahead.
Back in 1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 3.
Yep.
And went through to the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up. Going into Revelation 13, who can go against this beast? He made fire come down from heaven. Anybody who goes against the beast shall be put to death. I'm going to jump to verse 5. And after these things he fell sick and perceived that he should die. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable and had been brought up with him from his youth.
Those 4 generals, all right? Those 4 Grecian generals, all right?
And parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. So Alexander reigned full, everyone in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth.
Now, you already had heathens ruling. But why did you say evils were multiplied in the earth, man? You know what I mean? You already had pagans, the sons of men ruling. But why did it say when these Grecians came into power and they spread their ways, their philosophies, then evils were multiplied in the earth, man? Because you got the sons of the Most High, which are the Israelites. You got the sons of men, which are those other heathens. They are sons of the wicked, man. You gotta specify, man. So Esau is the beginning of the sons of wicked, man. Alright?
Jump what you were saying, but what do they call it? Western civilization, Western philosophy. Philosophy. I was thinking of philosophy. But look at the movement of the sun. They say the sun rises in the east and sets in the west.
That's the sign of the end.
Oh,
I didn't cut you off, bro.
I got something.
Oh, no. You want?
So bring it out real quick and we'll get that.
Habakkuk 2 and 5, it says, yea, also because he transgressed by wine.
Yeah, what is the wine, man? The philosophies. What is the democracy, Christianity,
feminism?
No, it's
you know what? You would think when you read accounts about how Alexander dealt with all these different plagues, how Antiochus dealt with these different plagues, that they would learn from their actions. Yeah. But they never do. They push it down from generation to generation and make it more, make it open. You know, parades and you gotta celebrate it now. You know what I mean?
You know, and Proverbs, it tells you to about the seducing spirit and drinking of that wine, that strong drink.
Verse 7, that strange woman.
The strange woman.
Walk into her house and she.
But why is it a strange woman though? But why is it full of seduction? Those philosophies sound good. You tell a woman, no, the life comes through you. You're the dominant one.
You're the God.
You're the God. Why do you allow yourself to be oppressed under your man?
Eat that fruit, you shall be as God.
Yeah, that goes back to the garden. See, those philosophies sound good, but they don't work when you play it out in the planet Earth. Look at the so-called black woman. Yeah. Hey, brothers been on Bill Street. The state of those so-called black women is the result of the wine of Esau. The welfare state says, look, we'll give you food if you don't have no man in the house. You can have them babies, but you're not going to raise that man. The feminist movement is that you're over the man. So what's the result? Stuck up, broke women. That's pretty much what you got, man.
Rampant STDs.
Yep.
Discussing and busting, you can't be trusted.
Yep. But no, I want you to finish that he transgressed by wine. What do you mean? What does it mean you transgressing? The Most High already has the laws on how to order your family. The Most High already has the laws on what to put into your body as food, man. The Most High already has laws. So you transgress about wine, you transgress by the philosophy that you spew out. That's breaking it, that causes you to break the laws. Yeah, he changed the times, the seasons. All right, go ahead, bro. Finish, man.
It said, he is a proud man, neither keep it at home.
He needed to keep it at home. He's always going overseas, colonizing someplace, man. Here's his military spread out. All right, go ahead.
It says, who enlarging his desires hell, it is as death.
Because, hey, that's not the nature of the Israelite man. Israelite man, what did it say about Jacob? That he was a plain man dwelling in tents, man.
And if I can add, that's one of the reasons why he would never learn from his mistakes.
Yep.
Because his desire is to cause death, is to cause murder, huh? You know, be deceitful, you know?
And it's right. And he said, Jacob was a plain man. Jacob doesn't have that greed like that.
Plain means he was perfect.
Yep.
He was beautiful. Yep. He was pretty much, he needed nothing. He was perfected.
I looked on the Blue Letter Bible, another definition to go along with it was peaceful, man. Right. All the 12 tribes, when Esau came over here, they were just chilling. They had their little wars and stuff because they had deviated from the Most High, but they on the island chilling. They had their women, they had their food, they had the resources. Esau wanted the whole world, man.
This is how some Gadites, or so-called Native Americans, used to have war. Like they would just have sticks, not pointed or sharp or anything. And like if you went to another Gadite and tapped him with the stick, he was like, okay, I'm done. That's how peaceful Jake was. Like, I'm not gonna kill, I'm just gonna poke you with this stick. And it's like, okay, I'm done with this battle.
Yep.
It says, and cannot be satisfied, that's obvious, but gather it unto him all nations and heap it unto him all people.
It goes into the New World Order because through his philosophies, democracy, all right, and what you call collectively is westernization, he's gathering all nations, man. He's gathering the minds of all nations, man. That's why Asia got cursed out in 2nd Ezra, I think it's the 15th chapter, 15 to 16. Woe to be thy Asian, because you decking your cities like Babylon.
Making your daughters like the whore.
Yep. Hey, this man is Esau's a true pimp, man.
Yep.
One of the quotes of a pimp, a nigga wants the bitch's body. But it's all about getting the bitch mind. That's what Esau's about, getting the minds of people, man. This man's a pimp, man.
Esau's he got it because when your woman rebels against you, your woman is from your same nation. So she doesn't have a natural inclination to not listen to you. But the reason why she doesn't listen to you is because she listens to Esau first. He pimped her mind. So when she says, nigga, you don't own me, because Esau told her that you don't own her.
All right? We all heard that phrase, this is my baby.
Yeah.
Who gives her that battery? Who puts that battery in her back to say that? So-called white man. This man calling in Iceberg Slim, Fillmore Slim, all right? Pimpin' Ken, this man calling all them motherfuckers, man. He got man, woman, and child on the vibration of him, man.
Pimpin' Ken going to college and learning from Esau.
Yeah.
Pimpin' Ken has a degree in psychology. So he learned psychology to learn how to manipulate women. But Esau told him, man. All right, go ahead.
Isaiah 14 and 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nation in anger and persecuted, and none hindering.
Yep. Nobody stopped Esau within the past 500 years. Just the rebirth of the Roman Empire, which was the Renaissance period, starting around the late 1300s, early 1400s. Who stopped Esau?
Nobody.
No, out of all 7 continents, who stopped Esau, man?
You had Amon, the so-called Japanese, trying, what did you drop a fucking nuke on him? An atomic bomb.
Then made a movie called The Hills Have Eyes. Look how fucked up these people are after I nuked them, man. Then made money off the movie, man. All right, go ahead.
It says the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, in the cedar of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow is come up against us. Hell is from beneath is moved from thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirred up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It had raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. You know, if I can speak on that, that's just basically saying, Esau, you got something coming to you, man. You know, that these nations ain't going to allow you to continue to do. The Heavenly Father not going to allow you to continue to do what you're doing, man. So he's going to stir these nations up, huh? You know, as he's doing now.
Hey, when you go later in the chapter, it's like, has he become as weak as we? That you're seeing the beginning of that right now with these smaller nations like Iran saying, if the U.S. goes to war with us, it's going to be done for them. We've got, like you always bring, we got sleeper Hezbollah cells in the U.S. So when the U.S. goes to war with Iran, they'll go hit up soft targets. They'll go to a mall and do an attack. Like
it says, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?
They're looking into the debt system. They're looking at how you have no control over your women. They're looking at the numbers like, oh, he's declining, man. They're looking at every aspect of how you uphold yourself as a kingdom, and you're losing it. This is not the golden era anymore, man. All right? This is not the golden era anymore, you see? All right?
It said, thy punk is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
You're going into debt, man. Hey, your infrastructure is weakening. The same things that caused the Roman Empire to weaken, that's causing you to being weak, man. How the Roman Empire, they started mixing clay with the Roman denarius. But what did you do? You swapped the gold and silver out for Federal Reserve notes.
They gave women liberty to have rights. And when you look into the Roman Empire, they had something similar to that MGTOW movement, where you had a bunch of bachelors, and so many men were dealing with women that I think it was Augustus. He said, if you're a single man, during this point, the winter seasons, you have to run around the entire city of Rome as a tax, as a bachelor tax for being single. And also the Roman women were known for sleeping with the gladiators. And who were the gladiators? Jake. It's just like what you're seeing now. These Edomite women are sleeping with Jacob. Nothing new under the sun.
NFL man, the NBA man, you know, the gladiators.
And having little mixed babies.
It said, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
How is the so-called white man falling from his kingdom, man? Right. And we're slowly seeing it now, but it's about to take off, man. Right. All right, this gathering of Israelite men, it couldn't happen 50 years ago. Right. This would have been the biggest lynching in America right now. Yeah. There's even a street called there's Plantation Boulevard or something, man. Yes. And we're in the South, man. We're in the place where you couldn't even look at Edomite in the eye 60 years ago, man. Right? All right?
Hey, that was, if I could say, when the truth came into the earth, that was the beginning of the end for you devils, man. Yeah. Because truth came out and brothers got on their feet and started preaching his word, that was the beginning of the end of America, man.
Right. You know? 1969, yep. 1970, the truth came out. Yep. That's the beginning of the end.
Hey, and that's why the scriptures say that we shall be basically in this position for times and half a time, man, meaning 350 years. And the crazy thing about it, when you look up the Strong's number for 350, the meaning of the Strong's number of 350, it says it's a harsh period of scrutiny. So that 350 years, the Lord was examining Israel, man. He was whipping that ass. And through that ass whipping, out of them 350 years of that ass whipping in darkness, he found 144,000 men that was worthy. And in the regeneration, he rose them up. So that's what you see. So what we witnessing right now in Babylon the Great is the destruction, man. And we ain't talking about the physical destruction is that's nothing. Most I say he's gonna take this place out in an hour. What we witnessing is a strong decline through the spirit. If you walk up Bill Street, I guarantee you these brothers that from Memphis, I guarantee you if you tell them 10 years ago, Bill Street was way more popping than it was now, man. If you go to Peachtree Street in Atlanta, lit. You go to Bourbon Street in New Orleans, I bet you 10 years ago it was turned up, man. But now you look at it, it's dead, man. Because the Most High is taking the spirit from this place, first and foremost. Okay? So I just wanted to make that point. As soon as the prophets rose on their feet, like it tell you that, and what's that, Revelation 11? You know, Revelation 11, yeah, it says soon as
2,5 days.
Yeah, then it tells you that soon as it says great fear fell on them when they stood on their feet, man. You know? So that great fear is them witnessing the prophets speak this, condemn them, and they can't do nothing about it, man.
And that's a historical pattern. Every time the men of the Lord come out to condemn the empire, that was the end of their empire, pursuant to Jeremiah 28.
If I could just say one thing, to back up what the brother said about 1969 is when you saw the end. What happened in 1969, the so-called moon landing, that goes back to Obadiah. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle and set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down. Once that was Esau's pinnacle when he did the so-called moon landing, which he never went to the moon. He couldn't get past the firmament, but he did go into the sky. He was able to build like low orbit satellites and shit like that. So he's among So he's among the stars. So that's when you saw the decline. It's just been a downward decline since that point.
But everything manifests in the spirit before it play out in the physical.
That's right, brother. Right. That's right.
And it says, O Lucifer, son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which does weaken the nation?
Hey, if I could make a point on that, how did these Edomites weaken the nation? If somebody real quick could give me Daniel 8 and 25, and then to further expound on how he weakened the nation, it was through his military might, man.
Yep, that's right.
And through his policy, the centralized banking. He weakened all of the nations. Okay? He established that Federal Reserve note, and he through war, through his military might, he pretty much forced people to use that dollar bill. And then he weakened their whole economic system, man.
The central banking, giving out loans to the different nations, put them in debt. That's weakening the nation as well, man. International Monetary Fund, weakening the nation. The whole Central South America is some of the richest places on the planet Earth.
That's right.
What you both you brothers said, basically going into the International Monetary Fund, this is in the scripture. It's Revelations 17:18. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigned over the kings of the earth.
Yeah, and that woman is America.
Right.
That great city. You want to say something?
You on it, huh?
Yeah.
They put International Monetary Fund in all the nations and all the kings that are applied to it, man. Under these different policies and things of that nature, man.
Yeah, and he made them drunk. He made them drunk because I guarantee. Oh, you got it. Bring it out, bro.
Jeremiah 51 and 7. Babylon had been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand.
Meaning it looked good. A golden cup, it looks good. But it's what's inside that cup that defiled the world. All right? So that's an act of deception. If I got a golden cup, but inside it, if I have a poison elixir, that golden cup is an act of deception. And that's what they did. Because the cup looks good, but what's inside of it is what's going to kill you. And it's that philosophy, that deception, that destroyed it, man.
Does not the Lord have a scripture we say, don't just clean the outside of the cup, clean the inside also.
That's
the
the
outside may be good just as the inside.
Hey, that's right. Hey, you look at it, if you take a cup from the house, you're gonna make sure that the inside of that cup is what you're gonna get. The outside, you might have a little spot on the bottom. You ain't thinking about that, man. You know?
From the abundance of our delicacies.
Yep.
That's right. It says, Babylon had been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken.
Yep. And when you in a state of being drunk, that symbolizes what? Confusion. All right. When you're drunk, you're vulnerable, man. You're staggering. You have no stability. You know, you confused. You're in a confused state of mind. If anybody can overthrow a drunk man. You could scam a drunk man out of $2 million, man. You make them feel good, give you $2 million. Yeah, come to the bank, man. You know? So they don't have no stability, man. Go ahead, bro.
Simply because of their vulnerability.
Yep.
Right? It's easy to, like you said, ancestors, why we give you McDonald's and stuff, you know, we come back. It says, the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Yep. Okay, and the nations are mad. So now that the nations are mad, what are you seeing? You seeing trade wars between America and China. You seeing the Iran, which are the Elamites, the Persians. You seeing them sending out threats to America. Why is that? Because the nations are mad, man. You seeing these different alliances that America made with the beast. Hey, the beast ready to light this motherfucker up, man.
Right.
You know, trying to let the weak sound strong.
Yep.
Let's all go together and promise them, man.
Yep. Because now the battlefield is evening out. Yep. Right? Because they're establishing their own reserve and they're establishing their own military. So they pretty much got the same thing that America got to offer. Okay? So that's why the scriptures say, let the let the weak say that I'm strong.
Matthew 23:25. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within y'all are filled with expulsions and excuses.
Yep. So it says you clean.
Excuse go ahead.
You clean the outside, but what avail is that if you don't clean the inside? If you don't clean the inside, you could be drinking the virus. Next thing you know, what? You're throwing up. That's why the scriptures say what? It's not what goes in a man that defiles him. It's what comes out. And look at what's coming out these other nations. Burger King, McDonald's, Christmas. You got Chinese people that celebrate Christmas. So it's showing you that because they drunk of that wine, what's coming out of them is defiled, man.
Hey, these other camps, these other ABC camps are here. Yeah, they clean the outside, they put on beautiful garments, man. Gold bracelets on the arm, bands on the head, and watches and shit, Walmart boots and shit. Yeah. But on the inside, you know, they kidnapping, killing bitches, man. Shabbat, man. Popping that woman in the butt. You know?
That's right, bro.
Let's see what Yahushua say. Verse 26. God blind Pharisees, clean first that which is within the cup.
Yeah, meaning your spirit. All right, that which is within your spirit. Go ahead.
And platter that the outside of them may be clean also.
That's right. So eventually, as we clean our spirit, what happens? We'll inherit incorruption, meaning we'll get spiritual bodies. But it starts within. You know, that's why the Most High said, how shall a man cleanse his way? It's through the washing of the word. You know, what's that Psalm 119? Yeah, if somebody can pull that, you know, you got it, my brother.
Isaiah 19:14. Yahweh has mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof.
Yeah. Hey, that's what you say. You go up the street, I guarantee you tonight you're going to have people out here twerking, popping pills, drinking, smoking weed, you know, partying in excess. All right? Revelings. Okay, go ahead, bro.
And have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof.
Yeah, everything about this place is off. That's why the scriptures say, surely the turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. Hey, you look at this place is totally upside down, man. Nothing is upright except for the elect. That's what the word just means. In the Hebrew is Yasharun, which is Jeshurun, which means upright, upright one. And that's the elect. Everybody else is defiled, man. And the Lord gave us the comforter that we could clean our spirit so we won't be drunk in this bullshit out here, man. Hey, you look at our people out here, they drunk, man. Tattoos all in their eyebrows, you know, through. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
As a drunken man staggers in his vomit, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail or prank or worse may do.
That's right. So we rapidly approaching the end of America as we speak. And this right here is a testimony that we at the end. You know? You got something?
I got something. Isaiah 31:1. Warn to them that go down to Egypt for help.
Yeah, now what is Egypt? Egypt is synonymous with bondage. Now America is known for what? What's that dark shadow that's hovering over America? Slavery.
That's right.
That's the dark shadow of America. That's why every time you talk to a so-called white person, they want to put it under the rug. They want to act like they're the best friends with you. Why is that? Because that dark shadow is always open. They can never get rid of the history of America.
And then also they know what goes around comes around.
They even like to add themselves with that. Oh, I'm 25% Native American.
Right.
That shit ain't gonna get you out of this hell. You know
where. Yeah. So your seed go back to Edom at the end of the day. You know. Go ahead, bro.
It says, and they stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord.
That's right. And that's talking about our people, man. All right? That's why the scriptures say the ox knoweth his owner and the ass his master's crib. But Israel does not consider. Now imagine your son, you raised him from an infant all the way up into a grown man just for him to turn his back on you for no reason. You know the type of hurt that's going to make you feel? That's why the Lord raised up Yahushua, because he was tired of Israel, man. Cutting them short, man. hey, we did the Most High wrong. You know, we did him dirty, and that's our Father. So what he do? He raised up his only begotten Son, and then through him, he only dealing with Yahweh Shah, man. Right. And I understand that, man. Here it is, the Lord, man. He fed us, he clothed us. You know, he gave us, he set us up over the nations, all for us to turn our back on the Lord. So he was hurt. That's why I said it repented him to make man. So that's why it's up to us as the servants of Yahweh Bashem Shai to do the right thing, man.
If I could add this, they left Egypt just to go and make a golden calf right next, man. Some bullshit. I got a little bit more.
It's messed up.
It says, yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his word. What will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity, man. You know, the Heavenly Father is finna come with those 200 million missiles to rain on Esau, 2/3 of Israel, and all the other nations, man, that ride with this place, man.
That's right.
You know, you finish if you constantly believing in the philosophies and crafty BS that Esau pushes, man.
Yeah.
You know,
it's all craft. It's all trickery, man.
To say a man could cut off his rod and not hear a woman, that's some crafty bullshit.
Yeah, it's like who in their right mind is going to accept that? Wickedness, man. Okay.
That's it. I actually got when he changed the spirit of Israel, the law and the spirit of Esau. All right, well, this is Isaiah 50:1. It says, thus said Yahweh, where is the bill of your mother's divorce, whom I have put away? Or which of my creditors is it to whom I have sold? Behold, for your iniquities have ye sold yourselves, and for your transgressions is your mother put away.
Yep.
All right, because why, man? The Father said, because of your iniquities, I have separated yourself from me, man.
Yep.
All right, because why, man? Going after the ways of Esau, different customs, the different laws. All right, we sold ourselves short, man. To go with you went on when you brought out that war, go down to Egypt for help, man. All right.
Yeah, you got Jake out here. I guarantee you, I'm willing to bet $100 if it was a Popeyes right across the street, that line would be wrapped around the corner and we'll still be barren. So you know you got this fried chicken demon on niggas, but the word is right here. If they only knew the power of this word, they'd be lined up for this. But that's why the Lord separated himself from Israel for that type of BS, man. That's stupid, man.
That's the main reason why the Lord got to do away. Hey, America needs the reset button. You know your power, you do that stuff. All right, so that's what the Most High about to do, man. The Super Nintendo, the real reset. This second Esdras 4:29. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good.
That's right. So if this place ain't taken out, there's not going to be a righteous establishment, man. Anybody in their right mind can see that the only thing that America produces is wickedness, man.
That's it.
That's right.
If you can't see that, you in the state of denial and neglect. Let's drop the nuclear bomb twice. If you can't see that this place is wicked, you're in denial.
Well, after the people waved the white flag, man.
Yeah.
And Hiroshima, they came back and hit him with the bomb.
Yeah, little man and fat boy.
Bro, they had waved the flag like $2, bro.
Yep.
You know, and they doubled back like, no, we about to really get to it. We about to make a statement in the earth.
And that's why the scriptures tell you that, and what's that, Isaiah 14, like the brother just read, that shook the nations.
It did.
Hey, that shit got niggas. Man, hey, when America dropped that atomic bomb, niggas was shook. Niggas was shook.
It was also the beginning and the end, because the nation started to build up their arms, man. They started to be like, man, it's ruling the earth. Like, oh yeah, he was ruling with the sword, but everybody went sharpening their sword up. Like, you know what? Look, we gonna get ready. We gotta fight bodies with bodies, man. Look at that. Look at that shit. Hey, right, man. That's why this place gotta be put on. Get that shit, man. I hate to take it with me. Run! For the grain of evil seed have been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning.
Yeah, and that's why Yahweh Shai had to come back. When you read that in 1 Corinthians 15, he's known as the last Adam. You know? So because that seed was sown in Adam through Eve, through the serpent. So we're seeing the detrimental result of that seed being passed through to Adam. But Yahweh Shai already dealt with that, man. He already dealt with that. He already turned it back. Okay? Go ahead,
and how much ungodliness had it brought up until this time?
Man, and we ain't even seen nothing yet, man. We ain't seen nothing. Wait till Jacob's trouble hit, man. Right? Wait till the wickedness is, man, every day this place gets more wicked. You know, now it's a law that you can marry, a brother and a sister can marry in America. They just passed that last week. So it's like every day, you know, niggas, come on, bro.
And you know they hit me with something.
Yeah.
A little heroin, a
man. I'm telling you, bro.
There's no way you gonna be. That's come on. It's something. It ain't that good.
Yeah.
Just a chicken sandwich.
Right.
But wait a minute. A chicken sandwich. Come on, bro.
He saw master chemicals.
Come on, man. Exactly.
He master chemicals, man.
They wanna put it hands with Chick-fil-A.
Right.
Burger King.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No, you gotta have a demon on.
Because what people get hip to, we need to eat chicken, this, that, you know, the earth learning everything. All right, we ain't gonna go to McDonald's, because McDonald's being exposed, that ain't real meat. We gonna go get some chicken. So all right, y'all come get the chicken. We gonna hit that with some of the same shit.
Hey, this would be a great way to pass on a pestilence. You know?
A disease.
Yeah.
Right. It says,
I was gonna say, show you that in Boondocks.
Yep.
In Popeyes. Remember that episode?
Yeah.
Give one nigga chicken. One nigga started dropping dead.
dropping dead.
So what happens now? A lot of people love chicken, but they don't be wild out chicken like that.
We like chicken on the bone. This is a sandwich. Wait, and think about it. We really like chicken on the bone. We don't really buy a chicken sandwich. We want it on the bone. Right like that, bro. A pack. And then Popeyes, I deliver chemicals to Popeyes. Popeyes is called diversified. The people that make their food, the red beans and everything like that. And I talked to some of the master chefs in there, and I asked him, bro, what's in there? He said, well, yeah, we put pork in it. And the red beans, all right? I deliver that person. Where for the southern region, it's called diversified, man. That make these rices and all that for me. And I talk to the chefs personally. Just through the spirit, like, hey, bro, it's good. And then what y'all make, you know, before you say, yeah, we put the pork in there to break it down. Like, and it breaks down in the pork and beans and shit.
That grain gotta be uprooted, man. You know? Go ahead, bro.
It says, and from Salaki. It says, and how much shall yet bring forth until the time of threshing come?
Yeah. Hey, and what's that time of threshing? When Yahweh Shai come back, man.
That's right.
Hey, that's why he say, shall not the blood be up to the horse's bridle.
Wickedness shall be at its highest.
Yep.
Wickedness shall be at the highest when the Most High come, right?
Yeah.
Because it's been prophesied that it should be.
Hey, if somebody could get me that in Revelation 2 and 4. Because we ain't really seen, man, we ain't seen how wicked this devil been got. Get it, man. Somebody hold on real quick. I want to get that revelation, man. Because, man, Satan is deep, man. He's deep. You got it, bro? Go ahead.
Revelations 2, verse 4. Nevertheless, I have somewhat against thee, because thou hast left my first love.
Yep. Matter of fact, so like, go to 24 and 25. You have not known the depths of sin.
The depths of sin. I know exactly what you're doing. That's the depths of sin.
2 and 24?
Yeah, try 24.
Revelations 2, verse 24. But unto you I say, and unto the rest of Thyatira,
yeah, that's it.
as many as as many as have not this doctrine, and which have not known the depths of Satan.
That's right. See, it say we have not known the depths of Satan, and this was talking directly to a particular church, the church of Thyatira. I think it's Thyatira. And he was saying, there's many of you that have not this doctrine and know not the depths of Satan. So imagine the depths of Satan now. We ain't seen nothing. That's why the Lord say, show yourselves as men. We about to really see some stuff out here, man. Hey, they probably could open up a portal and demons could come in this thing, man. Okay?
Concern.
Yes.
Concern, right?
Yep. Now, what happened if demons started walking on the It happened in Egypt.
Yeah.
It happened in Egypt. Yep. Frankenstein and hey man, it's gonna get serious out here, man.
That moves like this. Military was fucking with the atmosphere and they opened that portal. All those big ass kids came and started fucking with them. They working on it.
Like, I think that we don't know how deep Satan it went because hide his wickedness. He's coming to a point where he's just going to be bold with his wickedness. Like,
He got
I'm going to do this thing. You're going to be like this devil. You know that he has a short time, so you're going to just let it all
That's
go.
our people, though.
Some man, right?
According to our people, our people the only ones that don't know Satan. It's the principal counterpart of Satan, so-called modern day white man.
well, you gotta remember, about 65 years ago, that was when they figured out how to make an atomic bomb. We talking about 50 years. We talking about 65 years later. Ain't no telling what this devil done figured out in them 65 years. Man. Whole nother level. Just in the laboratory in the cold freezer waiting to manifest on your ass.
They say Jake be cooking up in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Esau be cooking.
Yeah. Hey, you ever see these movies where Esau be in labs underground and they had them big cylinders full of water and some kind of creature in it? Hey man, this devil, hey man, this thing gonna get real. That's why the elect gonna get spiritual power, man. Yeah. Hey, this devil's mind is out there, man. You know? Go ahead, I.
Second Esdras 15:5. It says, "Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world."
Yeah, what are one of those plagues? We ain't got no missiles. Yeah. One of the plagues that the Lord is going to bring is that plague of fire, man. All right? The Lord is going to rain nuclear fire on America. That would be the hydrogen bomb, man. Hey, because he's going to drop the atom bomb too. But that hydrogen bomb is 1,000 times more powerful than the atom bomb, man. Right? Yeah, right there. Power it. And through a system called nuclear fusion is when they join two atoms together to create a large area of energy. And that mushroom cloud is the actual chemical of uranium that's gonna cover the sun. I was reading an article the other day. It said that if Russia and America got into a nuclear war, it said it could block out the sun for 10 years. And it's gonna be that actual chemical, man. That chemical that they split, the atoms that they split. Yep, that's right. And yep, somebody hold down. What's that? Isaiah 24 about the earth shall shake. Go ahead, man.
It says the sword, famine.
Yeah, the sword. All right. The sword is Esau. All right, go ahead, bro.
Famine, death and destruction.
Yeah, the sword, famine, death and destruction. This is all the future of America, man. All right, and it's closer than what we think, man. All right. So that's why the Lord say, man, we got to be spiritually prepared, man. Okay? The Lord ain't cutting no corners, not even for the elect. He's saying, get your mind right, bro. You know? You're going to have to deal with it. But I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to get you right before you deal with it. If you listen, you know? The Lord, the elect going to have to walk through that walk, man. We got to go through that, man. Hey, imagine if that final moment, man. When the missiles go off and you still here. That's gonna be intense. That's gonna be intense, bro. We talking about you got 25 minutes to get saved. That's how intense it's gonna be. Either you gonna, yo, got some outside, or you go, oh, what the fuck is going?
Because you got the knowledge. Yeah. You know when you hear him off, you're gonna hear him coming out the silo.
That's that moment, bro. That's that moment. You're gonna be like, shit. That's where, hey, guess what comes in right there? Faith.
Some they don't believe in.
Yep.
Like we go in that scripture when they say the righteous of scarcity. That word scarcity is real. It's not. So it's gonna be that close. Your faith gonna kick in, man.
Yeah. You know? Hey, that's why Yahweh Shai said, when I come on the earth shall I find faith. But that's what he gonna look for. When the missiles up there, Yahweh Shai just gonna be looking to see who calling on him. Because at the same time the missiles let off, that's gonna be that time where he gonna come back. But he gonna wait He gonna wait to see who gonna remain faithful up until that very moment. That's gonna be a very, very, very intense moment if we make it to that point, man. So get your mind right, man.
That's why we out here now.
Yep.
And destruction, you'll see that the Most High always made this to let men go through it, where He protecting them in the time of destruction.
Yep.
This Proverbs 30 and 4. He said, "These the children of them that put their trust in Him."
Yep.
All right, strive unto the truth of the devil. He gonna what? Fight for you.
That's right.
The whole time that what you're doing, guess what? You gotta remain faithful, man.
That's right.
All right, because He with you with the whole walk. But guess what? You gotta remain faithful to Him.
That's right.
You know, He can't see Him, but the faith is the realization that He's still there.
Yep.
That's why the book of Hebrews says, start doing it.
And you look at the way the Most High get down with his servants, he puts his servants to the limit.
Yes.
Every one of them, man. When you look at Elijah was like, Yahweh, just take it.
Yeah.
He had went to his limit.
Yep.
He had went to his limit. So you're going to have that faith all the way to the very end, man.
Yeah. And we talk about, we got to get through martial law. We got to get through the chip. We got to get through the race war. We got to get through the famine. We got to get through so much just to get to the missile. So if you make it to the missile, you ain't took the chip. You didn't had seen spiritual powers. Spiritual powers work through you. What reason would the Lord show you to doubt them? You made it. All you got to do now is believe. Do you have a chip in you? No. Just pray to the Lord.
A prime example is Peter. Peter stepped off that boat.
Yeah.
When he started, he had faith. He defied gravity. He was walking on water.
Yep.
But then that faith started to waver. He started to waver and he started to sink. So why start wavering when you see you done walked on the water?
Yep.
And that's why we're supposed to be buffing ourselves right now.
Yep.
To get in that mindset right now, man.
That's right.
Furthermore, proof we gonna have to have faith when the missiles coming, because it says in Revelation, if you forget it, that we look down to the sea mingled with glass, with fire.
Yep.
So that means simultaneously to it hitting the ground, we gonna get beamed up. So we can see it on the ground. And that's the only way. All right. So basically, they gonna be in the air as we reaping salvation, bro.
Hey, but you know what?
Like twinkling of an eye.
Yeah, like what the brother said though.
Have faith all the way to the very end.
Yeah, this brother said something. Salakia, bro. This brother said something that was important. You know, the Most High pushing us all the way to the point. It's like a coach. If a coach see potential in you, he gonna push you till you throw up. And then when you throw up, he gonna say, get it out and run again. You see what I'm saying? Because why? Because he see potential in your spirit. And he's trying to tap into it through adversity. That's why the Lord is showing us love, man.
Doing Pop Warner got to the point like that because I was skilled with the ball. So it got to the point I take my pass off. Boom, slam it on ground, walk off. He said, that's what you're gonna do? You're gonna quit the game because I'm pushing you, like, you know what I'm saying? But it got to the point, for the love you have for you, put the pass back on the right. And now you gotta get in the ball right.
Yep.
So everybody hit it.
Everybody smash it.
Hit it. So I'm making you, I'm harder, I'm refining you more till you get to the person you need to be.
Yeah.
Or you reach the peak of your potential. It's a lot, brother.
Okay, come.
Y'all got it.
It's Matthew 8 and 23. And when he was entering into a ship, his disciples followed him. And behold, there arose a great tempest in the sea.
Yep.
And so much that the ship was covered with the waves when he was asleep.
Hey, what was that great tempest, that great storm? It was Satan. That's why when you read Ephesians, the 2nd chapter, he's known as the prince of the power of the air. That's why you see the so-called white man, he can control the air. He can control the air pattern. All right, go ahead, bro.
Verse 25. And his disciples came to him and awoke him, saying, Lord, save us, repent. And he said unto them, why are ye fearful?
Yeah, they were shook. Go ahead.
Are ye of little faith?
Yeah, hey, and the Lord calls that little faith by being scared on a ship that's rocking crazy. That's considered little faith. Hey, when Peter wasn't able to walk on water, that's considered little faith. I can't walk on water, bro. You know, not right now.
He calls this what we're going through, all this hell, all this turmoil. He calls it a light affliction. Like, whoa,
yeah, light. You like light? Hey, but you know what it is, bro? It's the flesh that's making you think that it's more than what it is. Which really, this ain't, man, I'm gonna hit y'all with something. What we read about the ancient men, we ain't build no ship for 120 years. We ain't doing that, bro. Yeah, you know, we might, get a little flat tire, and lose a job, or you might blow a pipe or something like that out here. And you blow a pipe, you down there, you get, oh man, you ain't building no ship for 100 years. You ain't getting beat 40 times. Right, go ahead, huh?
This is Ecclesiastes 2:10.
Oh, beautiful.
Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and verse 10. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord Yahushua and was confounded?
Yeah, so if we trust in Yahushua up until that last minute, man, he's not going to forsake the elect, man. That'll make him unrighteous. That'll make him unfair. We put our life on the lines week in and week out. We suffering, we losing out on things just to be left hanging at the end. Nah, bro. If this is the truth. I don't even want to say if it ain't the truth. This is the truth. There's no other way.
Say, I'm just put this on wax. I can't imagine us doing all of this and at the end, nothing.
That's it.
The scripture say, the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your labor of love.
Go ahead.
It says, or did any abide in his fear?
Yeah.
That's right. It says,
Go ahead, bro.
or whom did he ever despise that called upon his name?
Yeah, name one. Name one person in the scriptures that called on Yahushua and he despised them, man. So we really, ultimately, man, we really don't have nothing to worry about. We just serve the Lord, man. Do the right thing, man. Be brotherly. Stay within the doctrine. Stay in order. Pray. Fast. Dedicate yourself to the ministry. You'll be all right, bro. Like I said, man, we ain't build no ship for 100 years. We ain't get beat. We ain't get stoned to death and come back alive. We ain't been shipwrecked 3 times like Paul. We ain't been bit by a poisonous serpent. Okay? So it's like what the brother said, it's a light affliction, man. We got to take it on the chin.
He says it's only for a moment.
It's only for a moment.
Because the kingdom is forever.
Yep.
This bullshit that we going through, man, we don't even think about it.
Yeah. Right. That's right, man. Oh, go ahead. Somebody hold Acts 14:22. Yeah, come on, you got it, bro.
It's wisdom of Solomon 3:9. They that put their trust in him understand the truth.
Yeah.
And such as be faithful and love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints.
Hey, and that's why the scriptures say that mercy rejoices over judgment. All right. So to be honest, the Lord really want to save us more than he want to destroy America. You know why? You know why the mercy rejoices over judgment? Because we could talk about it after. We could tell people that we were saved. We could magnify his name after. So it rejoices longer than him wiping out. Hey, here it is. Thousands of years ago, the Lord wiped out Sodom and Gomorrah. There's nobody around to tell of that. We don't even know where it was at. We just have the records. But guess what glorified the name of Yahushua? All of the men that he preserved and was able to carry on his name through their legacy. That's why the mercy rejoices over judgment. So, hey, that's why the scripture tell you in Wisdom of Solomon, 12th chapter, it say the Lord scrutinized our enemies 1,000 times more to the intent that therefore when we are judged, we shall look for mercy. Okay? So always be in the spirit of looking for Yahushua to get you out of it, man. Don't ever give up. Don't give up on the Lord, man. And that's been a trend in these Israelites, man. That's been trending with a lot of these Israelites, giving up on the Lord, man. Switching up the doctrine, not coming out during the winters, not coming out during the summers.
Yeah, they fake it. All right? They like they said, they envy the oppressor. They choose all his ways because they ain't got the faith. Knowing that America will be destroyed soon, man.
Right,
they
bro.
think America go on forever, man.
Yep.
10 more years, man. So they gonna put the truth to the side about 5 more. Then when they get down to the nitty-gritty, 3-4 more years, then they want to jump back into the
That's right, bro.
No, you can't do that,
That
man.
ain't right, man. Hey, you can't take your hand off the plow like that. You know?
Say, and such be faithful and love shall abide with him, but grace and mercy is to his saints.
Yep.
And he that cares for his elect.
That's right, bro. So let's bring out that Acts 14 and we'll wrap it up. Yeah, we'll wrap up on that. Hey, but in the spirit of Yahweh, hey, he deserves us to be faithful. The Lord deserves us to be faithful. Go ahead.
Acts 14:22.
Uh-huh.
Acts 14:22.
Yep.
Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting